So what are we going to get into today? Well, I've been getting a lot of great questions about the grain bill worksheet that I've made, and so let's go over it, and maybe it can and maybe it can't help you on your recipes. But first, welcome to Stillworks and Brewing. My name is Randy, and this is a channel that's all about home distillation and brewing. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to fill it out, and we'll talk about each line and how we got the answers for each line. Hey, it might not be perfect, but it works for me. I have upgraded it some to make it more user-friendly. So if you are interested in a copy, just send me an email to stillworksandbrewing@gmail.com, all together, all lowercase, and ask for it, and I will send you a copy as soon as I can. This worksheet helps me adjust my brew house for efficiency and how much grain I need for each type of spirit that I'm making. Alright, like I said before, we're going to go over this line by line, and I'll show a better camera shot of this, but it's made up of sections. Okay, and the very first section is well, let me move the camera and we'll get into this. Okay. Okay. So, like I said, it's my recipe grain bill worksheet. Okay. All right. So it's set up in sections. The first section is just your information sections. The recipe name, the specific gravity, starting gravity, desired target. Okay. I like 1.090 to shoot for, and if I'm a little bit less than that, then that's okay. So I don't mind that. Brew house efficiency, we'll get into that. I usually run around 75 to 80. Of course, the date and the mash size that I am making. I particularly most of the time do a 6-gallon mash. Okay, so now let's start getting into the meat and potatoes. Alright. So, my starting gravity desired, right? What you do is you just -1, so it's going to give you this 90. You know, it's the last two numbers in your starting gravity, 90. And that's what I want. Okay, of course it's a 6-gallon mash, so 90 times 6 is 540. So that is 540 target points. So what are target points? Well, if I get, let me get the right one. And like I've said in the past, you should have 2 hydrometers because you always break one. I broke one this morning. Okay. So if you look on your hydrometer, you see all the numbers there. All right, this one goes from, well, most there's 1.90 right there, right? Can you see that? So if I get a mash to come in there, each one of these is target points. Okay, it's just a way to measure, okay? So that's target points. That's what we're talking about. So let me put this over here before I break it out. All righty. So I'm working with 540 target points. Yeah, right there. Now, we as home distillers, and we cannot get 100% of our target points. And that's what brew house efficiency is. Okay. Most home brewers and home distillers, we run around 65 to 85%. You know, mostly in the mid-70s of a brew house efficiency. Okay? So what is brew house efficiency? Well, like I said before, it is how much can we extract from our grains from the amount of sugars that is available. Alright? So, how do we calculate that? Well, it's easy to calculate if you keep history of what you do. So let's say I got 1.080 is what I got, and the availability of what was out there was, let's say, 1.090. So if you divide 80 into 90, it's going to be 88%. Okay? So, alright, well, let's move on. So, alright, you got your target points here. Go ahead and put it in this hole, and this hole. Alright? So, to figure out our brew house efficiency adjustment, 540 times the 80, 0.80 is 432 points. Okay, then if you take your target points, okay, so 432, you just move that number down to here. Alright, so 540 target points, and you got your brew house efficiency points of 432. So 540 minus the 432 equals 108 adjustment, brew house adjustment points. Okay, so just move that number over to here. So 540 plus the 108 equals 648 adjusted target points. Okay. Once you start filling that, it ain't as difficult. I tried to use the same verbiage where the numbers go. Okay. So that is our adjusted number. That's what our new target's going to be. All right. So just put that down here. Adjusted target points. Okay. Now, your ingredients. Okay. Most bourbons, they got corn, barley, wheat, and rye. Okay, and that's the recipe that I'm using here. All right, each one of them ingredients have a PPG, and you can go online and find what the PPG is. And so corn is right around 30, barley is right around 35, wheat is about 37, rye is about 29. So if you add them all up, you get 131. Divide that by 4, so our average PPG is 32. Okay, we're rocking and rolling. This is so easy, ain't it? Alright, so that's our adjusted target points is here. That came from up here. Alright. Let me see. Yeah, everything getting wet. So, 648 divided by 32. The pounds of grain that we're going to need for this recipe is 20.25 pounds to try to get to that 1.090 for 6 gallons of mash. Alright, so that is not too bad. Alright, so we need to know how much grain. This is one that's a little bit tricky, and a lot of people want to know. Okay, a lot of times you get recipes and you go online to get. Now here's some of your name brand bourbons: Jack Daniels, Old Forester, George Jekyll, Jim Beam, Wild Turkey, Maker's Mark, Four Roses. And what they're going to give you is, like, say, let's go with Jim Beam. It's 75% corn, 13% rye, and 12% barley. Okay, so say we want to kind of, we like that, so we want to try to get a little bit closer to that. Okay, so but in this recipe we got corn, barley, wheat, and rye. So if you take the pounds needed and you just put it down here in each one of them. Alright, so now we're down into it. Okay, corn, right? We need 20.25 times 60%. That equals 12.15 pounds of corn. Barley, same thing, times 20%. That's going to be 4.05 pounds of corn. Wheat, which is, we're going to use 10%. That's 2 pounds plus a little bit, and the same thing with rye, 10% of rye, 2 pounds, just a little bit. It ain't, you don't have to be 100% on that. You know, that's going to get you pretty darn close. Okay? All right. Okay, so that's our worksheet in a nutshell. Okay. One thing I need to do is I ain't put this out there in a while. Hey, if you like this, and there's some things there's something you can really do to help this channel out. 5 little easy things to do. Number 1, hit that subscribe button. That means so much to us creators for this, to put this stuff out. And if you're doing that, you might just hit that notification bell so you're notified when we got a new video coming out. Give us a thumbs up if you like what you see. Share us with your friends. And please leave a comment and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. I really hope this helps you out. It helped me out a lot. I love doing this kind of stuff. And hey, that's what we're here for, is to help each other out. You know, we all want everybody to be successful in this hobby and have something good to drink, right? Okay, so I guess the last thing I got to say is, hey, thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you next time here on Stillworks and Brewing. Cheers, everybody.